Sustained growth in the southeast corner is making a serious dent in areas koalas like to call home. Their habitat is being swallowed up by housing development, and the koalas are forced to try and cross busy roads for food or to mate. Every year, about 100 koalas are killed or injured, and with the population already in serious strife, researchers are trying to devise roads that are safer for the animals. The state government is spending $10 million to help preserve and protect what koalas are left. The aim is to come up with strategies and technology that can eventually be used around the country. Natalie Perhanen reports.
They're an Australian icon, but in southeast Queensland, development and housing growth means koalas are being pushed out of their own neighbourhoods. Scientists have formed an unlikely alliance with the Main Roads Department to help what's left of the koala population live a little easier.
It's absolutely critical that we get this right, that we work out how to keep the animals off the road, but allow them to continue to move. So it's a really essential for their survival.
The first step is to catch some of the local population and eventually monitor their movements. The koala population in Queensland is spread across a diverse area, but the biggest population of more than 2,000 live in the so-called Koala Coast, south of Brisbane. But elsewhere, koala habitat is often in prime housing development sites, and it's not a healthy match.
These koalas, once upon a time in this little park, were probably 3 or 4. Now today there's 11 we counted, and that's a very superficial count. So yes, I'd suggest that the development is creating quite a bit of pressure on these animals, and they will have to move. Scientists
are concerned about the way koalas are getting around.
Well, it's those moderately trafficked roads which are the biggest problem, because a lot of animals it looks like they could get safely across, and yet if you're a slow moving animal like a koala, the risk is huge. We are really determined, if we possibly can, to let the koalas still exist in this environment, so we have to do something.
This team of researchers hopes to maintain koala numbers in urban areas. But to survive this environment, koalas have to be able to avoid or safely negotiate roads.
If we can identify that roads are a problem, then we can do something about the roads. Now, roads are dissecting up the environment. They're making it really hard, if not impossible, for koalas to safely move from one spot to another. And also they're being killed on the roads as well.
The state government says it will spend $10 million to make roads in the area koala-friendly.
Fencing to stop koalas and other wildlife crossing roads. We've got some culverts that we're retrofitting to allow koalas to get under roads if they need to cross from one side to the other. And next year we'll have a brand new koala bridge, if you like, at Burbank.
We don't know how koalas react when they come to roads, and we don't know whether they'll actually use structures like culverts and underpasses, and especially some things that are going to be experimentally put in overpasses for koalas. We simply don't know yet. So this is the first chance to understand in as much detail as we can the behaviour of the koalas in relation to the roads and the traffic.
To get the answers, scientists need to understand what the animals get up to when they're not around. Ecologist Ben Nottage helps to capture them, but not every koala's keen. You going to leave this one?
Yeah, she's real happy. Like, I think that she's going to come down in a hurry, so we might try for an easier one, I think.
In all, 60 will be tracked.
They'll be taken for a thorough vet exam, so a thorough health assessment, and we'll just determine whether they're healthy enough, check their disease status, and if they are healthy, they'll have a GPS collar fitted, and then they'll be released as soon as possible where we caught them.
3-year-old Joel's is the latest recruit. As the young female moves across her home range and beyond, scientists will log her journey.
We can actually put in GPS points, and once that animal crosses those points, so if it was around one of our structures within a particular area, that animal's logged. So it just helps us build the picture a little more about what that animal's doing and how it's using the landscape.
The project will continue next year. Researchers hope their findings make koalas and humans better neighbours.
I'd like to see that before a road's built, or any infrastructure like a railway line or any of that sort of thing, that the environment and the mitigation of movement and wildlife death is considered as just part of the planning.
This is the very beginning of what is a really important experiment, and if it works and we can find out what it is that koalas will use, we can transport this technology all around Australia.